Okay, so I've reinforced and cut off all my fire line, melted my corners or end threads, and ready to do the fringe. So the fringe, you're going to need your 2 needles and you're going to need your thread. So you've got 2 ends of your thread, 1 on each needle. So I'm going to take this 15, do 3, and then I'm going to do fire polish. 2, 3, 4, 6, 6 fire polish. Then I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a check cut. You see how they're cut on one side and they make a facet in the light. So I'm going to do 5 of those. Then we'll do 5 Toho 11s. And then we'll do 1 more cut. The check cut beads are quite varied in shape. So I try to pick the fat ones, the fattest ones. All right, so we're going to bring that down. And we're going to come through the center bead at the bottom. A little bit. Then you're going to go up. You always start your fringe in the center. Just the easiest way to make it even. I'm going to come up through this first delica in that first row. And down through the next delica next to it. I should have probably done this ahead of time. I want to get it pretty close to even right here. Set that right needle off to the side, and you're going to push these 3, which is your picot, out the way, and you're going to come back up through all of these beads you just added. And then you're going to go through the same bead that you went through at the top, the other needle. You want to make sure you don't catch your thread with the other needle's thread. So pull it out the way, line your needle up so that it touches the top inside of the next delica. On the other side. Again, it might be a little tight here. Just be easy with them. Okay, so now you're set up to do your fringe. And I do my fringe one side at a time. So I'm going to leave this left thread out, and I'm working with the right thread. And you see how it's got a nice line up the center. And you're going to decrease your seed beads and your fire polish as you go, but the fire polish isn't going to decrease until you get to like the last 3 on the row here. So we're going to start with a size 11 of the herringbone color, and you're going to do, you did 5 and 5, so you're going to do 4 and 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you're going to do your 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 check fire polish. 1, 2, 3, 6. Alright, and I always kind of tuck them up as close to the beadwork as I can before putting on the picot to see if I like that, to see if it's going to hit in a nice V shape and decreasing size all the way up. So that looks good. It's about 1 bead size away. So I'll do my 3 15s. This is the same color I used on the side here for my picot. Hold it tight, and you don't want to get your needle through the thread that's coming out. You just don't. And you're going to try and get it all in one shot, but if you can't, you can do separate. And I'm going right up into that first delicate I was coming out of. Pull it tight-ish. Lay it down, make sure it hits nice. Look at it. Is there anything you want to change about it before you go to the next strand? Because now's the time to do it. If you try to do changes after the fact, it's going to be way too much work. To the next delicate in the row. Bring my thread down. And I'm going to decrease again. So I'll take 1 herringbone color, and I will do, let's see, I did 4, so I'm going to do 4, and I'm going to decrease in the herringbone color. So I had 4 and 5, I'm going to do 4 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is very much an eyeball situation. Fringe is all about eyeball, because especially if you're using check beads, because of the inconsistency of them, you might find that they're definitely not going to be same size. So you want to make sure that if you pick up a skinny and a fat and a skinny and a fat, you want to lay it down next to your fringe to see if you like the way it looks. All right, so, and I also lay it down to make sure my picot is laying right, so they're not like stuck on one side or the other. So it looks good. I like the way that looks. Move over to my next delicate in the row. You want to pull it tight enough to where the thread gets sucked up into that row of beads. Alright, so we're just going to keep going along, decreasing as we go up on the diagonal. And when I get to the last couple rows, I'll show you what I do there.